Schmackle here with another fucking tier list video. I did community characters last time. Now it's time to go for another one of my favorite shows and do BoJack characters, because that's interesting. I changed the rankings I had set up because I didn't like it. I didn't like what each of them said. I thought it was stupid, so I just went with the simple A, B, C, D, and F tier, and then Who. I think I will remember every single character, but Who is just in case because they put a fucking lot of characters in this, in case I don't remember one. But I'm pretty good into the BoJack lore. I think I'm gonna recognize everybody. But to the person who made the list, yeah, you should feel bad. I changed all of your descriptions because I thought they were bad. Anywho, we'll just go in order, like always. BoJack, he's the reason to watch the show. He's honestly not my favorite character. That would be Princess Carolyn. But he's the most interesting character. Princess Carolyn I like because there's very much like BoJack, she's a very flawed character. She does a lot of awful things, but I think the show makes her a little bit more sympathetic than him. I've heard the argument that she's just blatantly unlikable, and I disagree. I think that she does really bad things because she put herself into this field hoping for something better and then kind of saw it for what it was and just fully embraced it. I think she's done some... The only thing I'll say about her that makes me like her more than someone like BoJack and makes me see her as more of a complex character rather than just kind of a shithead is that I don't think she literally does a single thing for herself until the last season. Every single time it's for someone else, mainly BoJack. So I think that there's an admirable character there, a character that feels the need to take care of everyone while never taking care of themselves. And that's why I like Princess Carolyn. Yeah, she does horrible things in the show, but she actually seems to have some remorse for them. And, yeah, I'm a Princess Carolyn simp, yo. I'm a creep, yo. We have Todd. I feel like... B... Is that going to piss someone off? I like Todd a lot. I just think in terms of all the characters, he probably adds the least to it. But he still adds something. He's still one, he's just good comic relief, and two, he works off the other characters. I like that at some point he lives with every single character of the main 5 characters. He lives with them, and then the last season he gets a place of his own. That's neat. That's nice. Always a pretty lighthearted character. I know a lot of people will enjoy them exploring his asexuality because it is something that not a lot of shows have went into, and apparently it's represented very well from what I've heard from people, and cool. I'm glad they have that. I could imagine him making an A tier for someone for that reason. For me, I really like him, but I think he's one of the more simple characters of the main. I like complexity, yo. Sarah Lynn, absolutely an A tier. Despite really not appearing in that much of the show, she's probably one of the most significant. Because, she's in the first 3 seasons only occasionally. She's, in 1 or 2 episodes of both of the seasons. And that's really it. And then in the, I think she's, referenced in 4 and 5 without actually appearing. You never hear her voice or anything. And then in 6, is she in more than one? She's in a couple. She's in a couple of 6, but she only plays a big role in The View from Halfway Down. But it's just without actually appearing, she's important to the show. Without actually making physical appearances, she's one of the most crucial characters. Wanda was fine. Let me elaborate. F is the only bad tier to be in. F is the only one that I think is bad. D is a test. You get a test score back. A 6 out of 10, that's a D, but a 6 out of 10 is still above average. It's still good, per se. Maybe not if you're in school. Maybe you don't want to be a D student, but you're going to make it through. You're not going to fail. Wanda isn't a failing character. She's just kind of fine for the season. I like the jokes about the time period. I like the very fucked up implication that has for BoJack and he's dating someone his age, but not someone who's mentally his age. I think that adds a lot to the creepiness and grossness of the character. Whoa, Kelsey, is her name Kelsey? It's been a little while since I've seen the show. I watched the show, honestly. I want to give it time so I actually enjoy it again because I like watched the show so fucking much when I did my videos on it. Good character. Yeah, good character. Kind of a moody one, but her scene with like the crying scene in the shot episode, the one where they get like they pull off the heist to do the shot is one of my favorite episodes, and her and BoJack's like connection and that one's really good. And then there's also the underwater episode. Really like her. Diane, A tier character. Probably the one who grows the most on the show. Probably like the most different in personality from like point A to point B. And I really like I really like her role in the final season. The only thing I there's like one thing in, like people because people do not like. There's a lot of fans of the show who do not like Diane. There's only like one point in the show where she does something that annoys me, and the only reason it annoys me is because the show treats it like she did nothing wrong. The show treats it like, yeah, she's in the right to do this, which is where she has that. I was so happy when I saw the Shea Freilis video when he mentioned this, because this has just been something I thought about and never heard anyone else say until he made his video, where it's just like, it's the whole scene where she writes the submarine scene in season 5 of BoJack, where she writes what happened between him and Penny down on script with no, just as a fuck you to BoJack, with no consideration for Penny, no consideration for the person. Like, imagine being like groomed or abused, and then it's like on a TV show starring the person who did it to you. Fucked up. I would have been completely fine with the scene if they acknowledged that she was in the wrong for doing that, but they don't. And in the show's eyes, she was perfectly in her right to do that. Mr. Peanut Butter, very lovable character, but unlike Todd, I think there's like a little bit more to him. There's a flaw, there's something to get past. Again, really love Todd. I just think that there's something missing from him. I think that there's something missing from him that gives him the same amount of depth as the other 4 main characters. Mr. Peanut Butter, though, is probably the funniest character on the show, in my opinion. Charlie Witherspoon, hilarious bit. First 3 seasons is when it's at its peak, and then the other appearances are fine, but like seasons 1 through 3, seeing him go from like point A to point B during those first 3 is great. And then the show just kind of is like, yeah, like he becomes like a 1 season appearance after that, which it's fine, it happens to the best of them. Courtney Polaroid, what's her fucking last name again? She's whatever. I almost feel like I should bump Wanda up one more, but nah, Wanda's. They're like both whatever characters. They're there. I have nothing against them. They don't annoy me at all, but there's just nothing that's special about them. Kind of feel the same way about the Penguin. Don't even remember his name. More relevant in season 1 than any of the others. Judah. Put Judah in the A tier. Well, I'm gonna put him in the B tier actually, because I think that when they write him out of season 4, and then they bring him back in season 6, it all felt very rushed. It felt like Princess Carolyn Fire and Judah was a really fitting climax to that episode. But then it like hurt the rest of his character arc because he's just thrown back into season 6. Like, I think that it should have damaged their working relationship, and then that could have been like, there could have been like a tension between them in season 5, but they like work past it. Then season 6, then you have them kind of hook up, and that would have been a more logical build up, where instead maybe they wanted to do something like that, but they just didn't get as many seasons as they were planning, because season 6 wasn't planned to be the final season. But it felt very rushed. But the character's great, the character's hilarious, and works really well for the show. Gina, good season 5 character. I'm going to start speeding through these a little bit. There's a lot of them. Henrietta. Good. Good. Very, very brief, but serves a purpose in one of the most fucked up episodes of the show, and has a good twist related to it. Vincent Adult Man. I like it. I think it's a funny bit. Some people complain about it going on too long. I think it went on just long enough. They cut it off. Beginning of season 2, cut off. Never mentioned again. I think that's all good. Herb, easily an A tier character. Easily. The fucking telescope episode's like the turning point of the show. Ryan Seacrest type. It's not that funny. And you have to see him a lot. I'm having a hard time remembering her name. Season 3 character comes back in season 5 to do some fucked up shit. good. Andrew Garfield, it's fine. I mean, it's inoffensive. It's a D tier. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know why he's here. He's kind of just a... I mean, yeah, he's kind of just a douche in a scene, isn't he? He doesn't, like, anger me, though, so I don't want to put him in F tier. It's just, he's nothing. He shouldn't be on this list. Angela, good character. Very, very, like, insignificant. Just, like, a quick appearance in the telescope and then comes back as, like, a major character in one of the final episodes. Just for that episode, but it's, like, it's impactful. It works. She is, out of all the kids from Horsing Around, she's the one they focus on the least. One of the clown dentists, the one that's clearly a dentist trained to be a clown because she's more serious. But, you know, it's fine. I'll put that in C. I like that bit. That's a funny bit. Margot Martindale. Character actress Margot Martindale. Best bit character on the show. Like a character that's exclusively there for comedic purposes. She's the best one. This guy hung himself. I mean, he's in The View from Halfway Down, which makes me want to give him more points, but really he felt like a weird... It kind of made sense that he was there since it's all the people who died in his life, but it's like, I swear everybody forgot who he was. Doctor Who, fine. The Therapist, that one's kind of fun because they come up with the different, like, you get different designs because of her, and there's her wife, so we'll put them both in C tier because the character themselves aren't that great. They're just kind of simple. For, like, they're used as a plot device for the episode, but they come up with all these fun different ways for the characters to look, so I'll kind of attribute that to those two. Ooh. I don't know who this is. Is this a character that appeared on screen for like 5 seconds? Because I think it's weird that Garfield is there. I don't remember her. Emily. Good. Flip. Flip's kind of a weird one. I don't hate him, but it... Like, what are they going for with him? He's kind of... In the first episode, he's kind of just immediately, like, this huge piece of shit, and you don't respect him. But then later on, it feels like they try to make him, like, a little bit more sympathetic. And then... But then they kind of, like, go... I don't know. To me, Flip just feels like a character that they didn't, like, actually figure out. But he doesn't, like, piss me off or anything. He's not, like, horrible. It's just kind of an unfocused character, kind of a mess of a character, but I like the pretentious side of him. I like the, I like when he's a dolphin in that one episode. Becca Gecko. She's kind of a character that's written to be unlikable and annoying, but one that, like, I think is more annoying. Like, it's... I always talk about this line between annoying to the audience and annoying to the character. And Rebecca Gecko is annoying to the character. She does not annoy me personally. And she has a pretty good resolution in season 6. I'll put her in the C tier. I'm good with her. Daniel Radcliffe. That episode's hilarious. He definitely helps it. Prince of Cordovia. It's okay. Didn't make me laugh that much. Todd made me laugh in that episode. He didn't. Pete Repeat. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Pete Repeat. Is this the intern that hooks up a Follyhawk real quickly? It's, again, I don't even know why he's there. He doesn't have enough significance. Princess Carolyn's old boss. It's fine. Kyle from Kyle and the Kids. So fucking likable. Such a nice person. So only has like a few brief appearances, but so fucking likable. So oblivious to everything going around too. What's her name again? Mr. Peanut Butter's first ex-wife and helped with the political campaign. She's good for the story. She's kind of a dry character, but she works. George Clooners is fine. Todd's stepfather. I like Todd's stepfather, honestly. I felt the show did a pretty good job. making me like him pretty quickly, even though he was just thrown into the last season. I enjoyed him. I thought he was a well-written character, and they kind of make you feel for him and Todd in that episode. I think it's very effective. I think it's a good writing. Joey Pogo. I didn't really like Joey Pogo. It doesn't, again, it's not a character that I don't really, there's not a lot of BoJack characters that I hate. I like most of them. Or, like, the worst I'll feel like is like, yeah, they're okay. Ryan Seacrest type has one funny joke in one of the seasons where it's like he drops the bit, like his overly enthusiastic attitude for a second, and clearly is about to tell a really dark story. That's the only time he's made me laugh, and I don't really... Actually, there's a couple of times Ryan Seacrest type made me laugh now that I think about it, because there's one where they're like, oh, what happened to the note? Like, there's a female co-host, and like the one episode, she's a different person. It's like, oh, what happened to the other one? Oh, she got kidnapped, and she's like, oh boy. So I don't even know, he's being demoted to D tier, because F tier is really just for characters that I fucking hate, like characters that stand out in a way. Joey Pogo is not great, but Joey Pogo doesn't piss me off. Jessica Biel, funny character. I like that she uses her last name for fucking puns all the time. Another kid from Horsing Around, Ethan. Although that might just be the character that he plays name, but I remember him as Ethan. Fine. Don't really explore him that much, but he kind of has some nice moments with BoJack at the end of season 3 before fucking off for the rest of the show. I already have Henrietta. This Henrietta goes in the F tier, because that's a bad. This is the good Henrietta. This is the evil Henrietta. Just put them both up there. I don't want to be confusing. Hollyhock, great character, great addition to season 4. Wish we would have had a little bit more of her sprinkled into 5 and 6. So 6, it makes sense that she's not in a lot of it. 5, maybe like 1 or 2 more scenes is all you need. I don't know. I get why. Realistically speaking, it made sense that she wouldn't be in more. Butterscotch. Both of BoJack's parents are going to be like B tier. Mother will actually be in the A tier, because the Butterscotch is... BoJack's family is fucked up. But they're unbelievably interesting. Like, they're not likable in the slightest. But again, you can say that about BoJack. The fish director... Okay. I like the we're not making Casablanca joke. The one otter lady, fine. I don't have any gripes with that character, but I don't especially like them either. The one fish family. What's the species called again? I don't even remember. Lizard fish thing. Funny bit. I like it. It was humorous. I'll put them all in like C tier if any of the others are on there. Yolanda's actually D tier. Her family was funny. Yolanda was just kind of close. Like, Yolanda was just like flat out unlikable to me, but she at least contributed something to the story, so I don't know if I'd put her in F. This thing. Really gross and unlikable character, but works for the story. I don't know if I'm just going off of like, oh, this character's mean, I don't like this character. Then Butterscotch has to go in F, BoJack has to go in F. Princess Caroline has to go in F. Like, I guess it just depends on how well they work for the show. Mr. Peanut Butter's brother, funny. Liked him. Do not know why the fuck she's on here. This is a character who has like 5 seconds in the season 6 premiere. But she doesn't suck. I'm not going to put her in the F tier. The cat who runs the improv cult. I think that joke goes on a little too long. But it was funny. I just think that they like drag it out. I don't know why. It's like how they wanted to spend their entire finale making improv jokes, but but it was, the whole thing with improv being a cult was very funny to me at first. The cow that works the diner, she's fine. The goat that does the goat scream, she's fine. What's his name again? God, I'm forgetting so many names. Great character, great episode, very brief appearance, but communicates what it's going for really well. Cuddly Whiskers, another great character. Really enjoy his episode, really enjoy his speech. I feel like his speech in season 3, like near the very beginning of the season, it's like one of the most important of the entire show. Princess Carolyn's mother. Yes, I'll put her in C. Like, again, just kind of a one-off character, but very effective, very good at kind of helping you understand why Princess Carolyn is the way she is. BoJack's therapist, Horse, great. Kind of a scumbag at the end, too, but, you know. Again, this is just to show like the morals of each character. That's not how you rank them. The Dragonfly. Absolutely love it. I love the song that he sings. Love the episode. Very likable, but also flawed character. Amazing. Meow meow, meow meow, fuzzy face. It would be A tier if his scenes were consistently funny. His scenes were really funny, like seasons 1 through 3, hilarious character, but then I feel like they just kept not really knowing how to use him. Like, he became another one-off character where he's, like, guaranteed one appearance per season, but where in, like, the first 3 seasons, they would kind of give him a big part in an episode. 4, 5, and 6, it's just a tiny scene, and it felt like they were forcing him in because people wanted to see him. He's funny, he's a hilarious character, but they did not know what to do with him. There came a point where they just ran out of shit. Pickle's father, fine. Don't know why he's on here. The one person who's at the desk of the rehab, fine. Diane's boyfriend later in the show. He's good. He's likable. I watched the show with my sister, and throughout the entire thing, she wanted him, like BoJack and Diane, to hook up for some reason. I don't know why. But then when he came into the picture, even she was like, okay, Diane should be with him. Hank Hippopolis. This is what I'm talking about. Scumbag of a character, but really well written, very interesting episode. He's a good character, but he's a piece of shit, obviously. Forget her name. I'm doing a really bad job with the names. Ruthie. Not much to... It's adorable when Princess Carolyn names her Ruthie after that one episode. That's like the cutest thing I think that happens on the entire show. So put it in B, even though there's not a lot to the character. It's like, it's the moments. Rutabaga, I like Rutabaga. He's funny. They know, big character in season 2, then they know how to use him sparingly. Tarantulino, amazing. Pickles, take her or leave her. I didn't like her that much, but I didn't hate her. The reporter, I thought her and the other guy had a pretty funny bit. It was kind of like, with all of like the wacky characters that the show is introduced to, I feel like they, like this was their last chance to throw in some like really goofy characters, because they were getting to like really heavy shit in the show during those last episodes, and they were going to need to stay focused on the main characters. So these are like the last bit characters that they threw in. The characters that were just there for, like, contributed to the story, but mainly there as a joke. The accountant, Mr. Peanut Butter's accountant, depressed in life. Pretty simple. Neil McBeal, the Navy SEAL, just for the name, I boost him to C. Girl that Todd starts dating at the end. Very brief appearances, but I like her. She's like, the similarities between her and Todd make it so where it's like, yeah, I see this. I like this. The Whale, news anchor, funny. I love his whole thing of shitting on Randy, but then actually being concerned for Randy's health when he passes out on the keyboard. Anything related to that one episode with the house, in like the second episode of season 4, is going to make it to B tier because they all contributed to that specific plot really well. Matthew Broderick, not a fan of the actor, but he was a perfect choice for that character, actually. Beatrice's father. Speaking of which, where the fuck is Beatrice? Was this image cropped incorrectly and Beatrice is supposed to be like in this one? Because I recognize this shot. Beatrice is sitting across the table. So did they just crop it incorrectly? Alright, so this one is Beatrice. We'll just put her in the A tier. That's not Henrietta, that's Beatrice. Unless I'm blind and Beatrice is in one of these images right in front of me and I just can't see it. Spider Lady, fine. Whale character, fine. I mean, he's an asshole, but funny. I like the part where he says it's now legal for millionaires to murder people, and then it's actually legal for millionaires to murder people. The bear nurse, fine. This guy, didn't like him that much, didn't hate him. Wasn't that funny of a character to me, but doesn't suck. Secretariat, B tier. Again, all the horse characters that just add a lot. The thing is, I think just a bunch of these characters shouldn't even be on this list. But like, yeah, the bit like this is a show where the characters with small appearances are important. Sextina Aquafina, funny enough character, good parody of like modern pop stars. Turtletop, J.K. Simmons, can't go wrong. Okay, maybe we found an F tier character. She annoyed me every single time she was on screen, but again, it's like, I know what it's going for the thing. When I did my community list, a character that made it on the F tier was a character like Professor Cornwallis or Vaughn, because I think the show wants me to laugh at them. I think the show wants me to enjoy them, but I don't. I can't fucking stand them. I can't even like respect the reason they were put into the show. Whereas a character like this, she annoys me, but she works. For the position that she's put in, she works, and I don't really want to say that she sucks as a character for that. Mayor, likable enough, but still nothing great. He kind of has a funny bit at the end of the season with his hands changing, and I like that he comes and rescues his opponent. The underground episode where the house falls underground is really funny too, and he's definitely a contributor in that one. Yolanda, not a great character. Yolanda's family, I guess we'll just count her as the entire family. They're funny, and that episode's really funny, but there's a good purpose to Yolanda's character. She's just not very likable herself. Diane's friend, whatever. Not that important. Her ex, not that important. These two, I like their joke at the end where they're clearly related and don't pick up on it. Nothing else about them's that great. Kind of an insignificant character. I mean, not insignificant. She gives Princess Carolyn Ruthie, but still, it's just, I don't know. There was nothing that special. Vance Wagner, piece of shit. Piece of shit, but one kind of a funny piece of shit. Kind of funny, like, a funny, like, parody of someone like Charlie Sheen, but just making him worse. This guy, the creator of the show, and, what's her name again? The old hairstylist. I'll stick her in B. It's a very brief, I like that it's like Sharona. It's just briefly mentioned in season 5, and you kind of get an image in the Don't Stop Dancing song, kind of hinting at it, and then in season 6 you actually get to see it, and then they have a very nice rekindling of their friendship in that season, and then BoJack throws her under the bus immediately during the interview. You get a lot out of that very brief mention of Sharona, but then she's also in the fucking first season during the Telescope episode. If you rewatch the show, you realize, oh shit, they actually incorporated this character much earlier than I thought they did. So yeah, good character. And then who the fuck is she? Is she? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is at all. Okay. Well, that's the list. I don't hate a single character on the show, honestly. I don't. Like, there's characters who I think are underwhelming, or characters that just aren't even underwhelming. They just shouldn't be on this list. Like, again, why the fuck is Diane's friend on here? She occasionally says something. She's not a notable character. Why is Pickle's father on here? Why is the mother not there, then? The mother makes just as much sense as the father does. I don't know. And is there anyone missing with that in mind? Like, they put her on there. She's just one of Yolanda's family members. I don't know. This list is... I appreciate the high number of characters. Because of the high number of characters, you're not really missing anyone except for Beatrice, which I think is supposed to be, like, one of these two. I don't fucking know. hopefully this wasn't too boring, because I feel like I didn't get to do any massive shit talking. I just like the show. I just like the characters on the show. I don't really have a problem with any of them, I guess. I was kind of expecting to. It happened with Community when I did that one where there was just characters that I fucking hated listening to. BoJack, there isn't really a single character that I hate, and if I do dislike them, they at least serve a purpose, and they're supposed to be, like, they're annoying for a reason. They're not just annoying for like the attempt of making a stupid joke and failing. It's always like meaningful. All right, that's enough. See ya.